Okay, 2 minutes. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Okay. I did, yeah. Yeah. Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute. Thirty seconds. Ten seconds. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Toronto Police Headquarters. Today, Inspector Keri Fernandes will make an announcement on a joint child sexual abuse and exploitation investigation that resulted in more than 100 charges laid. She will be joined by Corporal Philippe Gravel of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and Detective Michael Sabedin of the Toronto Police Sex Crimes Unit. Following remarks, they will take questions from the media. Inspector?
Good morning, and thank you for being here. Today, we are providing an update on a significant child sexual abuse and exploitation material investigation led by our Internet Child Exploitation Unit alongside the RCMP's National Child Exploitation Crime Centre. This investigation began in April 2025 following intelligence developed through a live-stream child sexual abuse enforcement initiative led by the RCMP's National Child Exploitation Crime Centre. Working with our partners at the Child Rescue Coalition, Homeland Security Investigations, FinTrack, and the authorities in the Philippines, investigators identified a Canadian suspect who was allegedly paying for and directing the live-stream sexual abuse of children in the Philippines. As investigations unfolded in both Canada and the Philippines, authorities in the Philippines conducted a rescue operation that led to the rescue of 4 children. As part of this investigation, on March 25, 2026, Toronto police investigators executed a search warrant at a residence in Hamilton. A 42-year-old man, Stephen Tolles, was arrested and charged for child exploitation. As investigators continued to review evidence and follow new leads, the scope of the investigation grew. As a result, Mr. Tolles now faces 130 additional criminal charges related to the purchase and direction of live-stream sexual abuse of children, bringing the total to 136 charges. These additional charges speak to the scale of the alleged offenses and our commitment to following every lead and holding offenders accountable. We are concerned there may be more victims who have not yet come forward. We are releasing several online usernames that investigators allege were used by the accused across various social media platforms. We encourage anyone who may have communicated with the accused using these usernames or anyone with information relevant to this investigation to contact Toronto Police. I want to thank our officers in the Sex Crimes Unit, Internet Child Exploitation, for their work on this investigation. They work tirelessly each and every day to protect children and to hold offenders accountable. In addition, this investigation and ultimately the rescue of 4 vulnerable children would not have been possible without the support of our many policing and law enforcement partners, including Homeland Security Investigations, FinTrack, the Child Rescue Coalition, the Philippine National Bureau of Investigation, and the Netherlands Police, all of whom played a critical role along the way. With child exploitation, child sexual exploitation doesn't stop at the borders, and neither can our investigations. Cases like this depend on strong partnerships and information sharing between agencies around the world. Today's announcement shows what we can accomplish when we do. Thank you, everyone. I will now pass it over to Corporal Philippe Gravel from the RCMP.
Thank you, Inspector Fernandes. I am Corporal Philippe Gravel with the RCMP National Child Exploitation Crime Center. This investigation demonstrates a simply but important reality. Technology may help offenders reach across the borders, but it also helps law enforcement to find them. This case involved in the live streaming of child sexual abuse, a crime in which facilitators, sometimes called traffickers, profit by charging customers around the world to watch, request, or direct the abuse of children in real time. What's more, these facilitators are often family members or other trusted individuals close to the victims. They exploit vulnerable children for financial gain. What we're talking about is not a victimless crime. It is the repeated sexual abuse of children for profit. In many cases, it has been described as child rape. This investigation was advanced through international collaboration as part of an intensive multi-agency law enforcement effort known as a SPRINT that focused on identifying and pursuing high-priority offenders. In April 2025, the RCMP National Child Exploitation Crime Center's Transnational Child Sexual Offender Unit organized the first sprint in its kind in Canada. The Toronto Police Service's participation was pivotal. They took the lead on one of those targets, and throughout excellent investigative work and close collaboration with partners, they successfully identified the offender in the case before us today. A coordinated operation involved law enforcement in the Philippines and other international partners led to the rescue of 4 children who were being subjected to ongoing live streaming child sexual abuse. The Philippines is one of the several regions facing significant challenges related to transnational child sexual exploitations. Since 2022, the RCMP liaison officer in Manila has been working closely with international partners to support investigations, identify offenders, rescue victims, and disrupt criminal networks throughout the Indo-Pacific region. This includes providing valuable support during this case. Each one of these investigations is about protecting children and holding offenders accountable. Success depends on strong partnership and real-time cooperation between agencies around the world. The RCMP's National Child Exploitation Crime Center serves as Canada's central point of contact for investigation involving Canadian victims or offenders. In 2024-25, the center received more than 103,000 reports and complaints related to suspected online child sexual exploitation. These numbers are significant, but our response is equally powerful. Finally, to the Toronto Police Service and our investigative partners, on behalf of the RCMP, I want to commend you for your outstanding work to help protect children and bring the offenders to justice. Thank you.
Inspector Fernandes, could you speak to the facilitator in the Philippines? How how widespread was this network, and was an arrest made over there as well?
Do you want to speak to this?
Sure. As mentioned, one of the facilitators was arrested over in the Philippines, and 4 children were rescued during that operation, which led to this investigation. In regards to the widespread of that, I'm not prepared to speak about that at this time.
Do you believe that any other Canadians were involved in this particular live stream viewing, directing, paying for?
Again, in regards to this particular investigation, I'm not prepared to divulge that information.
Any more questions?
So maybe I'm being naive on this, but how come TPS is involved in this? The guys from Hamilton?
Yes, as we spoke about, there was a collaboration between all of our international partners. There was an operation that was hosted by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police in Ottawa. At that time, one of our investigators from Toronto Police here was working that investigation, and we worked with our partners internationally and locally, and that's how that became.
So the 130 charges that were laid, was that based on the content that was found during this, executed in the search warrant?
That is based on, during the examination of the devices, the information that we received, yes.
How is this kind of live stream found? What kind of tools do you guys use to ultimately discover these kinds of?
Again, we rely heavily on our partners internationally. In regards to tools and whatnot, I'm not prepared to divulge that information.
Could you speak to the involvement of the Netherlands police? How were they involved?
I can't speak to that.
Any more questions? And maybe if there's anything else you could say to parents who might be watching this, Canadian parents, international parents, what maybe words of encouragement do you have for them regarding these investigations and how you're working to protect children?
I can say that there's dedicated officers around the world that are working these investigations. We have one goal globally, and that's to identify and rescue children. We do have over 50 unnamed victims that we're looking to identify, which is why we're here today. We're hoping that this information will get out, and if someone, a victim, a witness, or anybody with information can provide that to us, we're hoping that they'll be able to come forward and help us with this investigation and others.
Has the suspect appeared in court yet?
Yes, he has.